Some people talk about Jesus so loudly, yet nobody can find Jesus in them. And that's the terrifying part. You can carry a Bible, wear a cross, post scriptures, preach online, and still, when people meet you, they don't meet him. They just meet your attitude, your ego, your insecurity, your opinions. And if we're honest, that's most of us. There's a truth nobody wants to say out loud. Most Christians want to represent Jesus without actually resembling him. We want people to meet Jesus through us, but we also want to keep our attitude. We want to keep our ego. We want to keep our petty grudges and our silent pride and our convenient compassion that only works when we feel like it. We want the results of holiness without the death of self. But listen, people don't meet Jesus through you just because you say, "I'm a Christian." They meet him when they encounter a love they can't explain, a patience that doesn't make sense, a humility that disarms their arrogance, a kindness that doesn't discriminate, a purity that doesn't need validation. People meet Jesus when there is something in you that cannot be traced back to you, not your personality, not your upbringing, not your culture, not your mood, something supernatural. And here's the uncomfortable part. You can't fake that. You can manipulate your image, your tone, your social media presence, but you can't fake the fragrance of Christ. People can tell when you're preaching him, but living you. So the real question isn't, do people know I'm a Christian? The real question is, after spending time with me, do people feel loved or judged, encouraged or belittled, seen or ignored, safe or on edge, lifted up or drained? Because if our presence doesn't heal, doesn't comfort, doesn't soften hearts, then it's not Jesus they're meeting. It's just us, and we're not enough. Jesus didn't say, "They'll know you're mine by your arguments." He said, "They'll know you're mine by your love." Not the love that posts Bible verses, the love that absorbs pain instead of doubling it, the love that forgives when it still hurts, the love that serves without being seen, the love that treats the difficult people like actual people. If people meeting you doesn't feel like they're meeting Jesus, don't blame culture, society, or the world. Look in the mirror, because he didn't call us to talk like him. He called us to die like him, so his life can live through us. And maybe that's the whole point. People will meet Jesus through you when you finally stop insisting they meet you first. Everyone loves the idea of showing Jesus. Almost nobody loves the process that produces it, because representing Christ doesn't happen on a stage. It happens in the moments nobody claps for. It happens in traffic when someone cuts you off. Do they meet your temper or his patience? It happens when someone disrespects you. Do they meet your ego or his humility? It happens when a friend betrays you. Do they meet your revenge or his forgiveness? It happens when life doesn't go your way. Do they meet your anxiety or his peace? It happens when you're surrounded by people you don't like. Do they meet your coldness or his compassion? Everyone wants to look like a Christian. Very few want to bleed like Christ bled, giving love to people who don't deserve it. You want people to meet Jesus through you? Then stop reacting like everyone else. Anyone can love someone who loves them. Anyone can be kind when they feel good. Anyone can be humble when they're praised. But when you can be kind while you're hurting, when you can respect someone who treats you like dirt, when you can uplift people who never appreciate you, that's when Jesus becomes visible. Let's get even more real. Maybe this is the area you're failing. You avoid the broken because they're too much. You ignore the lonely because you're busy. You walk past people who need encouragement because you don't know what to say. You pray for your future ministry, but mistreat the people already in your life. You want to preach the gospel on a platform, but you won't live the gospel at your dinner table. If people don't meet Jesus in your home, they won't meet him in your ministry. Representing Christ isn't something you switch on. It's who you are when nobody's watching. So how do you actually change? Not by trying harder. Trying harder just makes you a nicer sinner. You change by surrendering. Stop begging God to use you publicly while resisting Him privately. Let Him touch your wounds. Let Him break your pride. Let Him disturb your comfort. Let Him wreck the fake, fragile version of you that needs control. Because Jesus can't shine through a person who still worships their image. Every time you choose obedience when you'd rather react, Christ is revealed. Every time you choose mercy when you'd rather win, Christ is revealed. Every time you silence your flesh instead of pampering it, Christ is revealed. That's how the world meets Him. Not because you're gifted, not because you're talented, not because you quote scripture, but because you die to yourself so He can live through you.